Good morning and welcome back to live softball action. It is the Softball SA State Team Showcase and we're just about to get underway. The SA Stars versus West Beach Parks All-Stars. But before we do, we've got a very special presentation to make. It is the Stars Christmas Raffle. They've been doing some fundraising for their to get to national championships and play off in the Gillies Shield. We've got Jordan Lambert, Jalen Ford and Maddie Cameron joining us. Hello ladies.
Hello.
Do you want to take it from here?
Yep, sure.
Do you want to thank anyone first?
Yes, so we'd just like to thank everyone for your support, everyone that bought tickets. Thank you so much for our softball community and helping us get to the Gillies Shield. So we hope that we have some winners from softball.
Yes, we've got Jalen Ford here helping us draw the raffle. So what she's going to do first, she's going to punch through it and pick out some winners.
Who's first prize, first up?
First prize for $500 cash.
Good luck, everyone.
Woo!
Dang.
Number
Look at those
one.
guns.
And our number one winner is Karina Finch.
Congratulations to Karina. I can take that off your hands there. Cross that out and write James Harris.
So that
Well
was
done.
$500 cash that Karina just won. Congratulations.
Second prize, Massey Westrop.
Woo!
And,
Congratulations.
Nicola, maybe? Yep, congratulations. We'll give you a call.
$200 cash.
And lucky last,
Sophie King.
Sophie King.
$100.
Congratulations.
Sophie
Congratulations.
King. Well,
We'll give that one to you later.
She's playing for the West Beach All-Stars today, so we'll make her earn her money, I think. Very special thanks to the Stars. Very much good luck for your national championships and for the game today against the All-Stars. We might head over to the action, and we're not far away from the first pitch.
Yes. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
again. Thank you.
Okay, well, very special thanks to the Stars for their helping to draw their raffle, their Christmas raffle. We're going to be joined in the commentary position by Mark Cramp and by Kathy Lambert, just trying to get Mark's attention. Well, Kathy, we are just about to get underway. We don't have a picture on our screen, so hopefully we'll get to that in a moment. But welcome, Mark. Welcome back to the commentary desk. It's going to be a 6-week break. We're just talking about that over the top of the show, and it's going to be a long break. But before we get to that, we've got a Christmas special on for our fans at home. Welcome, Mark.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you very much for having me. Well, this will be a beautiful day out here. It's about 25 degrees. The sun's out. It's a little bit better weather than it has been the last week. And I'm looking forward to the game. You guys called a good game earlier. It was exciting.
Very good talent on display. Our state under 16s versus under 18s.
It was. Ian, sorry about the dropout a little bit earlier there. I was watching it, and then it dropped out, and then we got it back. And let's hope we have a flawless sort of broadcast for such an exciting game. There's some very, very good talent in both teams, isn't there, Kathy? Like both sides. When you look at this, the fully loaded competition, and you look at the women's A grade on Saturdays and Wednesdays, there's a good mix.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the cream of the crop have made themselves available for both the Stars, but also this All-Star team today. So it's really shaping up to be, you know, a really exciting game.
And what you were saying to me before. There's a couple of new ones back, or couple back for the All-Stars team. Scott and Mead have made their way back for the Christmas break and have made themselves available. So that'll boost the All-Star team and should give the Stars a bit of a run.
All right, how's this for an all-star lineup? Ash George, Ashley Merkin, Faith Picard, Jade Peterson, Jamie Mead, Jess Maslin, Johanna Grauer, Kelsey Nucky, Maddie Scott, Mackenzie Ween, Regan Lambert, Sophie Hoyle, Sophie King, Tori Pogue, Zoe Conley. This may very well be the strongest All-Stars lineup that we've put up against the Stars.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Like I was just talking to Lindy Radigan before, we were looking at the stats and we we're looking at the team sheet, and I thought to myself, wow, this could either or would put up a very, very good mix in the Nationals. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited to call it, and I'm excited to be with you guys and do it.
Not to be outdone, the SA Stars riddled with current and former Aussie squad members. Belinda White, Maddie Cameron, Jordan Lambert, Steph Drzinski, Chelsea Robinson, Georgia Hood, Junior Aussie representatives, Amber Hood, Pippa Racken, Sophie Roberts, Hayley Benithan. Ada Caruana was in a squad there as well. Sarah Tonkin was a reserve for a Junior Worlds. Absolute all-star lineup.
Yeah, absolutely. That's really exciting when you read it out like that, James. And even in our All-Star team, there's a few players there also that have been in, Aussie squads over the years as well. So, it's, as I said, shaping up to be a really good game here.
Well, just going through that list like you were saying, James, and sorry to butt in for a second, but you go through there's some juniors, there's some junior Aussie players, some open Aussie players. They've all come through Softball SA development programs, and Softball SA should be very proud of the situation, the current situation where they got their players at, don't you reckon?
Absolutely. A bit of a emotional moment for me as we see the All-Stars take the field, because I'm just so proud of where our state has come from over the last decade, and it's the hard work of many. I cannot go into individual names because there's been so many people care enough about this program to get it where it is now, and they're knocking on the door. Our neighbours to the east, New South Wales, just seem to have a monopoly over the national championships. Queensland dominate the men's, and geez, wouldn't we, or ACT, the open men's and junior boys for Queensland, but wouldn't we love to break into that and a regular national championship winning state? And that's been the vision of a few that turned into many that have helped out along the way, and the culmination of that has brought us to where we are today. It is the cream of the crop of the West Beach Parks All-Stars taking on the SA state team, the Starz, and I just cannot wait for the action next month. Mirrabooka in Western Australia, they're going to be live streaming the games as well. Would have been loved to be over there to help call the action for Softball Australia. Not to be, but who knows? Who knows what the future may hold? And we are about to get underway. Johanna Grau will be pitching to Faith Picard, Kelsey Nucky at first, Jamie Mead at second, Tori Pogue at third with Sophie Hoyle at shortstop, Regan Lambert, Sophie King and Ashley George patrolling the outfield. Leading off for the Starz is Sarah Tonkin.
Well, I'm just going to fill out Lee Hull's book while he has his Fritz sandwich, and
Grauer in there low for a ball. You know what, Mark isn't joking. Lee Hull is the secret to his life. 118 years of age, is Fritz and sauce for lunch every day. Sorry, 108. 11th of the 11th, 1911 he was born. I'm getting away with this because he doesn't have a microphone. He'll be back later for those watching at home.
And just as sharp as he was 50 years ago.
Sarah Tonkin high for a ball. Now, in a leadoff role here, she's absolutely earned this because she is tearing it up for the Sturt Falcons in the Adelaide Club competition. She's hitting a lazy 400 on the season.
Yeah, a lot of extra base hits
Chops
by
this
Sarah.
one, and yeah, Sarah is hitting extra base hits as well as 5 extra base hits on the season. 6 RBIs, 3 walks, only the 3 strikeouts, 5 stolen bases, believe that. On base percentage of .436, so she's killing it, trying to push for a starting spot in the lineup. Goes right side, Ashley George gets under it and takes a catch for the first out. Impressive stats there, guys.
yeah, she does, and she's very quick around the base too. And I'd like to know what was her on base average like, if you've got that handy, James, because when she gets on, she advances. Every time I see her get on, she's taking that extra base. No, she's not a graduate of the Kathy Lambert Sprint School by any chance, is she? No.
No, only the work that I did with the Starz last year, but she hasn't been able to make any of the other the programs.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely made some gains in her technique last year.
436 on base.
Yeah, great work, and she takes advantage of it as well.
Jordan Lambert up to bat, hitting 2 for the Starz.
And here's a graduate with honours from the Kathy Lambert Sprint School.
Not sure if that was by choice initially, but growing up in a family where little athletics was a big part of our lives, she was there just because we were there.
Johanna Grauer pitching for the West Beach Parks All-Stars. Faith Picard is catching Port Adelaide West Torrens teaming up. Terrific to see Johanna Grauer on the mound. You've got some information on some of our all-star players, so we can deliver those interesting tidbits.
Yeah, absolutely. Lots of interesting stories on a lot of our players who have come from overseas to play with us, but also the few that are actually playing overseas at the moment as well. So we know that Johanna's come over had a college career at UCLA.
Running bunt attempt from Jordan Lambert. Tori Pogue on the run! Makes a sharp play. Gee, she is sharp, isn't she? Yesterday, she just pulled off a horizontal catch that just would have eased its way into the statewide, the Space Quake Sports top 10 plays of the year if it was broadcast.
Yeah, absolutely. I was there seeing that game, and she was definitely horizontal. It was a backhander. She's playing shortstop, but backhander in the air. It was a very, very impressive catch.
Well, she was onto that early too, wasn't she? And how was the throw off balance and just rocketed across? Very good play.
Belinda White is up to bat now for the Stars. 375 on the season, 529 on base average, 7 RBIs and 3 extra base hits. We saw her light it up in the fully loaded competition. Chops this right side, just foul over the orange base. Kelsey Nucky just watching that one go past her there. No trouble at all for Kelsey.
I was just about to say, and add to that, James, you mentioned the fully loaded. I think Belle White led the home run stats with the next batter on deck as well, Maddie Cameron. I think it was 5 or 6 apiece. And,
1 and 2, yep.
And didn't she light it up? Like which I think was 11 at-bats before her first out.
Yep.
Yeah, so
yeah.
she's...
And right from the get-go, I think her first hit in fully loaded was a home run. It's a hard
rockets
hit.
that over.
Pogue at third. Great take from Kelsey Nucky just to make that play even better. As Tori Pogue right in the action, and the third out is made. So 3 up, 3 down for the All-Stars.
Wow, we haven't seen Tori at third base. I'm assistant coach for the Glenelg Rebels, and she's been shortstop all year. But wow, hasn't that been an impressive start for her in a new position there?
You know, third base in the SA team has always been very strong. You got Lana Kaisler, who dominates that position in the Women's League. You got Pogue sitting over here now. That just shows you how strong, you know, we've got it at the moment, and that's like, again, a credit to where the development stage of softball in SA. But yeah, they've got some strong players there. So as they huddle over there, and Morgan Youngs is sitting back, letting the girls sort of take charge. There's a few senior players there. Belle White just barking out a few directions, and it'll be interesting to see how they go with Ford starting on the mound.
You want to take us around the diamond, Mark?
Well, I can. So you got Jalen Ford pitching to Belle White. You got Lana Kaisler at third, Chelsea Robinson at short, Jordan Lambert at second base, and Georgia Hood at first. We start out at left field on the green grass, as Lee would call it. We got Sarah Tonkin in left field. Maddie Cameron in her usual position at centre field, and Amber Hood tallies it up at 9.
Yeah, nice strong team there.
Oh, that's a dynamite outfield as well. You got Chelsea Robinson and Jordan Lambert, short and second. Not much is going to get through there. The simple swap there was Chelsea Robinson going to catcher and Belle White going to shortstop, and you see that, you know, on the fully loaded, and we see that on the Saturdays. That's a dynamite duo there. Lana Kaisler, I've just mentioned Lana at third base, has just made that position hers.
Yeah, she's so aggressive there, isn't she?
100%. Like I think she made top two a couple of years ago in plays of the year. She, you know, and Georgia Hood over there at first base, which normally, and then you take Georgia out, you've got where am I? Pippa Atkins to come in. Sorry about that. Yeah, Pippa Atkins, who can just slot into that spot as well. And then you look at the bench, and wowee.
Yeah, good depth there by the Stars team this year.
Faith Pickard will lead things off for the West Beach Parks All-Stars. She's elevated to West Torrens leadoff hitter this season. She had a standout year last year. She was probably in the top 3 players of the year for mine. Local players, of course. I'm not counting the internationals, but right behind Georgia Hood and Jordan Lambert in the top 3 players from South Australia. An amazing year. She hit over 400. She led the competition in hits of all players, and she thoroughly deserves her spot in this All-Star team.
Yeah, super all-rounder, Faith. Seen her play very well in outfield, infield, and now in her catching duties. But great batter, great base runner, you know, just a handy player to have on any team.
Jalen Ford will throw 4 balls for a walk, so just getting a feel for the Australian conditions. She had a busy year, didn't she? She led the USSSA to another NPF championship, MVP of the final series. Then she played her season in Japan for Team Honda. Now she finds herself in Australia. Just 3 continents playing softball, if you don't mind.
Yeah, it's just a lazy weekend, really, isn't it? Look, I watched Ford warm up with Belle White just beforehand. I was standing at the thing, and you know, they were just getting back into rhythm and working together again and having a chat. And and Belle just said to me, "Oh, there's some new signals," and you know, so they've just got to find their feet again and just work together. But she finds the spot there on that one, and Jordan Lambert covers first base.
Jalen Ford, of course, will be one of 2 internationals the Stars take away to Gillies Shield. Jessie Dresick, who plays in the local competition here. Not to be outdone, a couple of the other states around the country as Jalen Ford finds her groove and her first strikeout of the game. Sophie King is retired. Other states not to be outdone. How's the talent? Kelly Barnhill going to be throwing for Victoria. Not as good as Jalen Ford, I might add, but not a bad pitcher to have, the Florida Gators superstar. Jordan Taylor throwing in WA as well. KJ will have a few tricks up his sleeve, of course. Helped bring Jalen Ford to the Stars.
You know, this is a fantastic thing for Softball Australia, especially with you know, the spot in the Olympics. The better they can face, or the best pitchers they can face from all around, whether it's an international or it's within Australia, it's only going to tried the corner and missed. It's going to benefit the girls, isn't it? Love it.
Absolutely. Can you believe there's some people around the country that want to restrict the amount of internationals that we have playing?
Well, clearly not looking to benefit softball in Australia and or moving forward coming to the Olympics, so that's just silly.
How's this for a mouth-watering matchup? Jalen Ford versus Tori Pogue. Tori Pogue hitting .391 on the season, a .533 on base average, 8 RBIs, 3 extra base hits. She is tearing up the Adelaide competition this year. She played at the University of Cal Berkeley.
And can't she hit a bomb too? And when they go, they're like a Maddie Cameron bomb. They go, don't they?
Yeah,
love it.
Hits very hard. As you said, James comes out of Cal Berkeley, graduated in 2018, hails from Boise, Idaho. So hello to Lyle and Vicky, who'll be watching, I'm sure.
Called strike at the bottom of the zone. Boise, Idaho. We get thousands of people watching from the States each and every week. So good to have a bit of a mix because where we've got Hot Springs, Virginia. That's where Jalen Ford is from, and we've got
New Jersey.
And
Jessie Dreswick. Oh, it was a great pitch.
I tell you what, I know a man who would love that pitch. He's sitting over there, finished his fritz. How was that for a change? Hey, that was all right.
Got the nod of approval from Lee Hull to my right. He'll be back on the mic in no time. Sophie Hoyle's going to come up to bat. Very good friends with Jalen Ford, so this will be a fun matchup as well. I kind of hope she gets on because I want to see the next batter up against Jalen Ford. It's Johanna Grauer. It's very exciting. This is just my dream watching this standard and level of competition.
Well, this is what we expected it was going to be before the game. So 3 up, 3 down for the Stars, and now we've got 4 up. You got 2 down and stolen base.
Faith Picard got the 4-ball walk, and she'll mosey on over to second base on that pass ball. Coach of the West Beach Parks All-Stars is Nat Brinkworth. What a comeback it has been for Nat. A few years away from the diamond, although she's still been part of softball, and has taken Glenelg from bottom to right near the top. They'll be in the top 4 at the Christmas break, but 7 wins on the year, I think, and a few draws, and right in the mix. Kathy, obviously, you've got a hand to play in that as well, but Nat Mead, Brinkworth head coach of the All-Stars this year.
Yeah, definitely. And we've got the players joining, bonding as a team, which is really important, and they're enjoying their softball this year. And, you know, it's really a really different culture out there, and obviously that's breeding a lot of success as well.
3 balls, 1 strike.
Sophie Hoyle hitting 296 on the year. A year off the Stars. She's just putting her profession before her passion. First and foremost, she gets a walk, and that will bring up Johanna Grauer. Now, you will mention her parents in a moment, but I can tell you Annika is watching. She is from Sweden, lives in the States. A catch a speed up rule, so Faith Picard will come out. Mackenzie Wien is the courtesy runner. Tell us something about this next hitter, Kathy.
Yeah, so Johanna had her college career at UCLA, and what a great place to play. They obviously won the national championships last year. Comes from Walnut Creek in California. And as you said, Annika and George are her parents, and is a member of the Swedish national team.
Majored in Scandinavian studies at UCLA. How about that?
Wow.
for a topic?
That would be a beautiful major to study, and what a beautiful part of the world.
Well, let me tell you something else about Johanna Grauer. She is leading all comers in the Adelaide Club competition, hitting .457 on the season with 7 extra base hits.
That's impressive.
Very impressive. The Port Adelaide Magpies superstar puts this one to the left side.
Well, I'll tell you what, she's got 2 strikes on her to start with from 2 pitches. And she's got a pretty big rap sheet. Do you start pitching around her now and just start toying around? You've got the 2 big ones on her and make her chase you.
I'm telling you, if Lee Hull was calling this game, he'd say, put her on.
Yeah. She's got the nod.
2 runners on base, 1 in scoring position. It's a big lead off at second from Mackenzie Wien.
Well, in this position, James, you start off with 2 strikes, whether it be a foul or a called, right? You start off with 2, such a good batter. You pitch around, you make him chase, you make him get antsy for a big hit. You don't throw it down the tube. You always look for a corner. You look a little bit high, you look a bit low, and make him scoop for it. And then she pushes that one out to the right field line. So you see Belle White sort of setting up there. She's smart enough to know that. And they're dancing around the corners and seeing what they can do.
Not only am I proud of the talent that's on field at the moment, but how about that for a statewide super special comment from Mark Cramp? Absolutely sensational. The quality of this broadcast team is just first class, top shelf. High for a ball, and this has been a great at-bat from Grauer.
Very patient, waiting for a pitch.
Very disciplined. 2-2 the count, which seems like she's been up there for a long time. She'll be enjoying this. She's seeing a lot of pitches. It's a great duel out there. You've got some very experienced players.
Change up the block from Belinda White. Hey, some very proud parents watching from home. We've got John Merkin, who's watching as well. Ashley Merkin is going to play for the All-Stars team, so he'll be watching his daughter play. John, let us know where you're watching from, mate. Back to the action. Ford, Grauer, ground ball, and Jalen will play first. Good fielding from the big lefty over to Georgia Hood. Wearing 88 for the Stars this year. She wore 8 last year in her first year of the Mac Gilly Shield and won the Rosemary 80 Rookie of the Year award for her first year. You know what? She was playing DP the entire tournament. You were there as a team manager. That's my dream job as a softball player, to be the DP. Just wear the leg guard and the batting gloves full time. Not have to take the field. Just put your feet up when your team's out in defense.
Well, she did her job. She came in and did exactly what she needed to do when she needed to do it. So Coach Young put a lot of faith in her, and she stepped up to the job and well rewarded at the end with the Rookie of the tournament.
Well, guys, I am going to make way for the great man. So it is over to you, Mark, for the play-by-play.
Okay.
And we're going to bring in Lee Hull, of course, and we'll rotate through the call team after each inning. So good luck for this, guys. The stats are right here. There's some notes here if you need them as well. And let's hear your best stuff, guys.
Well, you threw me into a little bit there. I'm going to have to give the score sheet back over to Lee, unless you want me to keep going with it, Lee. So,
mate.
Thanks, mate. So then I know who's out there. Look, this is like Lee, you've been watching, sitting right next to us watching this. What a great start for both sides. exactly what we sort of forecasted.
Was, and the thing that impressed me about Jalen, I saw her last year. I reckon she came here and played 3 games for Sturt, and I didn't see the real Jalen Ford, you know, like she played in the last Nationals. But the beauty about her, she doesn't throw anything up. You're not gonna get something that you can put at the dinger. You're gonna put over the fence.
So you got to work for it.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, Maddie Cameron on deck now, and having a stellar season.
Yeah, batting up a storm, Maddie. Travel Aussie Spirit. There we go
Goes
again.
after that up the middle, and Maddie Cameron looks at second base there and just holds up at first. And first pitch, you know, you don't throw anything loose to Maddie Cameron straight away. She gives that a ride straight up the middle, and well done to her. And we got
yeah, just on the replay there.
She's always looking to take that extra base too. They're very sneaky, those girls.
Well, I think with Maddie and Bell, I would throw off pace at times because they thrive on the pitch coming down with some pace. Just don't give them that. That's what pitchers
Well, she went early too there. She got a good lead and she makes it comfortably. Time's called by Jackie, and just a cheeky little tag there to let Maddie know that she was right next to it. So that was a signal there called by Coach Young. He wants to make a move there. And we got I think Georgia took the strike there through the cover.
Yeah, good to see. We've been doing a little bit of work on that stealing with these Aussie Spirit girls, so good to see them taking advantage of opportunities to put things into practice.
Well, 2 strikes now on Hood as she goes after that one and fouls it off. And Maddie Cameron looking at Coach Young to round third if there's contact made. This is the position that the Stars wanted to be in, you know, 2 batters in the second innings. She goes after that one. Hood not afraid to swing the bat either. And she's a very powerful hitter, Lee, isn't she?
She certainly is. She's got some power in it. She'll give it a ride for sure, but this is why I'd throw off pace, because that's the, she's looking for the pace of this pitcher, Johanna, who is quick.
Well, there it is. There was your off pace that you were talking about. Kathy, we saw these guys walk over a little bit earlier. They were focused too, weren't they? As they were walking through, there was Hood and there was Coach Young. Everyone was walking across. They were focused. And
yeah, absolutely. I mean, even though there's you know a lot of friendship and everything in this game here, they definitely.
She goes after that one. It's just going to drop in between 7 and 8 as Maddie Cameron takes third, and Hood gets a stand-up double and advances Maddie Cameron to third base. Great shot, but you watch that on the statewide super replay. You got Sophie King, who was making some great ground on that, but it just went a little bit harder than, and we've just lost it there, but I can't see. But she was making some great ground on it, but couldn't get there in the end. I think she got a glove to it.
Yeah, it was certainly a difficult one for them to get. It was right between the 2 of them, so good effort to even get a glove to that, I think.
And here's
Hood up.
No, and the pass ball, and everyone holds up on their position. Here's another one that can break your heart and has many times before, is Amber Hood, and she's having a great season as well, and is in a well-deserved position in the Stars lineup.
Yeah, different sort of batter than the sister, isn't she?
Yep. A little bit sneakier, isn't she? Like, you know, like you were just saying, you've got Georgia Hood, who stands up there and confident, hits bombs, where you've got Amber, who's not afraid to sort of. That's a great, beautiful swing, though. Look at that cut. She's not afraid to sort of just put the ball on the ground and leg it out. But I have seen her hit bombs in the.
She can mix it up. The batting, where Georgia's the fence.
Yeah, yep.
Ah, that's the only way to go, I think, Lee, isn't it?
Well, spoken like a true men's player.
If it doesn't go over, it's not really a hit. Oh, there you go. She just puts it on the ground. Over to Prague, and she says, no, I'm going to take that one. She's got so good there at the moment, isn't she? Hasn't missed a beat.
No, she's got a nice strong arm, hasn't she? Particularly you've got Amber Hood, who's got wheels, and you know, Tori just took it comfortably, relaxed into that throw, and rocket arm got her out.
Well, here's the young lady I was talking about before, is Pippa Atkins. As the DP, normally plays first base, and has, in the fully loaded, been swinging the bat. You know, Lee, we were talking about at the start, and last year she was doing a lot of that left-hand running bunting. Yep. And we sat her down and I asked her, you know, why do you do it? I get confused. I don't know when you're going to do it. Is it a game situation? But she's been swinging away, and she's actually been hitting some really good hits.
Yeah, that's because the pitchers are throwing the ball outside And typical natural left-handers can hit the opposite field, where right-handers don't usually do it.
Well, she went after that one, a little high and missed. Brings it to a 1-1.
Just throw it in the hands.
Pip, a member of the Junior Aussie Spirit team that was over in Irvine, California for the World Championships this year.
And there she goes. She drives that into shortstop. Now look at the run coming home. Maddie Cameron slides, but no! What a great throw by Sophie Hoyle. And Faith Picard lays it on the line. And Maddie Cameron, oh geez, there wasn't much in that at all, was there?
No.
Great play.
You see what I mean, though, Mark and Kathy, that you give her a free swing, she'll hit the ball opposite field.
Yeah, that was a great block by Picard there. Yeah. Faith put her body on the line. Look at that. Maddie Cameron's coming in fast too, but she just stopped her at the plate. That's a fantastic play.
Gutsy effort by Faith.
Is that a good season,
Let's
Faith?
see that again. Yeah, Maddie's taken off well. We got Lana Kaiser up to bat now.
Yeah, this is the Lana Kaiser playing third base that I was just mentioning before. Does not mind hitting a bomb, does not mind getting a ball out there, and she's a very, very strong in her upper body and will pivot that around. You get anything loose on Lana Kaiser, you're going to get a run coming through.
It's a good pitch.
I don't want to put the commentator's curse on her.
Yeah,
but,
I'll not say anything.
Maybe I should start saying not having a very good season. Blah, blah, blah. Come on, Lana.
The thing is with the big hitters, you've got to mix the pitches up. You just can't keep throwing the same pace.
She watches that one.
Good take on the outside there by Faith.
Been a long-standing member of the Starz team, Lana Kaiser. If memory serves me correct, obviously I'm not as good as James with this, but as long as I've sort of been involved with it around, Lana's been floating around there, and she's actually made it her spot, hasn't she?
Yeah.
She drives that
a
one
huge
out to
hit.
right field, and Ash George takes that comfortably as they run in. Well, that shuts the innings down, and we're still looking at a 0-0 ball game, as Maddie Cameron was the one threatening to come home, and Faith Picard blocked it out from a fielder's choice from Sophie Hoyle. So that is a fantastic play by the All-Stars.
Yeah, and back to Lana, Mark. She started in the Goaler competition, made her way down here as probably in about an under 14, under 16 level, but was definitely in the under 16 state team, and has just continued right through. So she'd probably be in that 25, 26 now. So I know she had a 10-year state team anniversary a couple years ago. So yeah, definitely a long career.
Yeah, she started under 16s 2007 from my memory.
And you know what I really like about this Starz side as well is that there's a lot of good 10-year to plus friendships in this team, and they welcome all the new girls into that group, into that sort of little. And I think that's why they're such a strong runners-up last year in the Shield. Like they're a strong unit, aren't they? You know, they know what's going on, and they know each other's game play.
And they welcome the new players, and that is imperative.
Yep. And these young juniors that are coming through, that are playing with these girls, that I say that are more experienced, but you've got Lana Kaiser, Jordan Lambert, Maddie Cameron, they're only 25, 26, you know, they're not, you know, they're still young themselves, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Yep.
And we got Mead on deck now.
Jamie Mead, a member of the under 23 state team this year. She's over playing for Embry-Riddle University in Florida. Should be a junior this year.
And a cold strike. Are you surprised that Ford's still on pitching? We haven't had a change from Coach Young yet?
Depends what he's got in mind, I think, or the coaching staff.
I think he's got in mind winning, to be honest with you. I don't think he's out here.
I find that hard to believe, no, Morgan.
So we got 1 ball, 2 strikes on Mead, and Ford starting to find the spots now.
She's impressive, Jalen, isn't she?
Well, she's found her rhythm now after the... Look at that, she goes after that, and Mead says, I'll have a crack at that one. Doesn't mind the high one, so Belle White will be looking for that, looking where she's going out after them and chasing him around. So it's 2-2 now, so they've got a couple to play around with her. Ford is finding her rhythm.
Yeah, Jalen's had an impressive year. She won the MVP of the final at the MPF. We're playing for the USSSA Pride. Oh, and there's a nice strikeout there. Then headed over to Japan to play for the Honda team, who finished in 10th place last year, but they finished in 2nd place this year. So, no doubt her contribution to that team has made such a big difference in where they finished. And here she is again this year. So second started off the year second with the SA Starz at Gillies, won the NPF championship with Triple SA Pride, and then in the playoff with Honda. Great credentials.
Yeah. It's, we got Kelsey Nucky up on base and took the first ball. And, Kelsey Nucky to me she has a swing and miss at that one. She's a surprise packet, Lee. She's a very strong but quiet girl. Like, is that from a spectator's and a commentator's point of view? You know her personally.
True. Yeah,
but she's a strong player, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. She can hit the ball a long way. She normally pulls it down the left side of the diamond, but off this picture, I'm not thinking that's going to happen.
But she's not a flashy player.
No.
She's a workhorse, isn't she, for a
Yeah,
team?
she is. Yeah.
And that's you need those in your team.
100% team player, Kelsey.
Yeah, 100%. That's like me. I'm a workhorse. I don't really like the flashy stuff. I just I just do.
Ouch.
Oh no, she takes that one high. Hope she's okay here. Belle White consoles her. She says I'm all right.
I think something like that happened to her last season.
Yeah, it did. She wore one.
Oh, look at her smiling. Fortunately, because that could have been a lot worse than it is. Just having a look at the replay there.
Your Jordan's coming in. She's worried. What are you doing? Trying to eat it, Jordan's saying.
Look at Kelsey.
Have a look at that again. That is
off the hands too. Yeah. So she's unfortunately for her staying in for another at bat.
That's
double whammy.
That is almost exact replica of what happened last season. It'd be interesting to see the one from last season. Oh, it's hard to watch.
Yeah, no, I feel you know what's worse about that? She doesn't get first base. She gets hit. It's like a free hit almost from the pitcher. But look, there's a lot of love and camaraderie out there to make sure Kelsey is okay. We've got a 2-2 count. Hope this doesn't rattle her because she is a very, very stable batter. She watches that one. Yeah. Not rattled there at all.
No.
Shout out to Vicky Mack, who's watching and making some comments on our social media. We sure miss you out here this year, Vicky, and I hope you're enjoying your time in Costa Rica.
Hey, wasn't she a gun? And there she is. Kelsey Nucky goes after the full count, third strike. So that's the 4th K2 for Ford this game.
I am surprised.
Yeah, Vicky Mack, wasn't she a gun?
Yeah, certainly was.
Geez, they'll miss her.
Terrific
this year.
person. Everybody loved her, Vicky.
Yeah, absolutely. Not only a good player, but a great person as well.
And that's the beauty of the imports that come here. They're all here for the right reason, I feel.
Well, the Regan Lambert in the box now, called first strike, and she's having a good season with the bat as well. So this team here, the All-Stars, they've got some good batters. They've got some very nice. She plays centre field most of the time, doesn't she?
Yeah, a little bit of left and centre, depending on whether Caitlin Carroll for the Glen Rebels is available. So she's centre mostly last year, but a little bit of left and centre this year.
Yeah. Oh, good pitch. She wanted that one. Hey, look, give Ford the credit there because Lambert was going after that one, wasn't she, Lee? And there's one of your favourite pitches. That change up that just drops off the table. Lambert goes after that, and that is the 5th K2 to shut the All-Stars down. And I've got James coming back there, having a swig of his drink. Might want to jump in. And as we say goodbye to Kathy for a little bit, and welcome James back. How did you find that innings, James?
I'm just watching on the side there and just pinching myself with the absolute talent that's on display. And looks like there's been a couple of changes made. So Johanna Grauer comes out of the game, and Jade Peterson, the champ from Seacombe. She threw about 200 strikeouts a couple of years ago, pre-baby. Actually, it was between the two.
Between the two, yes. Came back
between
and then
Perry and Nixon.
Yep.
Just Maslin's coming in to catch. Ash Merkin to third. Sophie King at shortstop. Maddie Scott.
Yep.
Maddie Scott at second base. Kelsey's going to stay at first. I didn't see the replay.
Oh, I'm glad you didn't. A member of your staff
came. She had a big swing, a little slightly inside, came around, come off the hands, hit her in the face, So
She
we
did
were
that
saying
last year, remember?
Yeah,
we
100
talked about that.
exactly. Thanks for catching up. What she said was, what we said, the worst part about that was she had to stay in the box. She got hit with a ball, get a strike put on her, and then she has to have a go again.
All right, outfield, Ash George. Tori Pogue's gone from third to centre, and Mackenzie Ween enters the game. I can see a fair crowd forming, actually. It's this is one of the highlights of the season, the Stars versus All-Star game, including a bit of a fan club for Maddie Scott, who has spent a fair portion of this half of year in Odessa, Texas. Families watching there on the sidelines, so they'll be happy to see that she's taken the diamond. We saw her pitch for West Torrens the last few seasons, but she is a middle infielder by trade. Just took up pitching as a hobby.
Yep.
As you do.
Shortstop, plays shortstop very well, Maddie.
Chelsea Robertson on deck. As Jay just sort of feathers that one through, you got Chelsea Robinson, the first player to hit a home run for the Nairn Angels in the fully loaded competition, and batting very well.
Who was the first Nairn Angels player ever to hit a home run?
We could play a bit of trivia here. It would have to be...
Would have been Australian Masters Games 2015. That's beside the point. Let's move on with it. Chelsea Robinson.
Chelsea Robinson pushes that one out to left field, and it's going to drop in the hole there too. Well, that was not a bad swing, but it just came off a little bit and took a bit off it, didn't it, Lee? And it just dropped into the spot, and Chelsea sort of swung through it, but just came off. So that's not a bad pitch. The answer to that question is you, James Harris.
I'm not sure if it was, but I'll take it.
Sarah Tonkin on deck now.
I tell you what, it's taken a while to bring up the name Nairn Angels, but I'm sure it won't be the last time we hear about that. Terrific side they are. It's just their personalities I worry about.
Well, we've mentioned it a few times. They were originally coached in 1994 by the great man himself, Scott Brady. As Jess Maslin takes a catch in foul territory. Sorry, Lee, I don't want to steal your thunder. Of course, you coached half that side in the inaugural SA Under-16 boys state team in Mirrabooka.
Yeah.
So it's your fault.
And they're still talking about that.
Still talking about it.
20,
All right,
25 years on.
let's catch up with the action. Sarah Tonga pops out to Jess Maslin in foul territory, bringing up to bat Jordan Lambert.
And Jordan Lambert goes after that. Pogues out there and eyes that one off. And Chelsea Robinson didn't tag up. I probably would have tagged up there, but you wouldn't have made it. Not on Pogues' arm, would you?
No, not on her. I wouldn't be going on her arm. Although we haven't seen her throw it from the outfield until then.
Hey, I like that swing by Jordan Lambert. Not afraid to go after the first one either. Probably sat around the 180-foot line.
Pretty close to the fully loaded line, yeah. Belinda White.
Oh, wow, where you wouldn't want to go throwing too many like that to Belinda White, would you?
We're going to see Tori Pogue's arm in the next 2 or 3 batters, I feel.
Yeah, I think Pogue might want to take about a half a dozen steps backwards, Lee. She doesn't like that call, and neither does Coach Young. I thought she pulled out, but that's just me as an impartial decision.
2 outs, running bunt attempt.
Well, it was only yesterday's game against Seacombe that the Sturt girls, Maddie and Bell, played against Jade.
Robertson takes off on the pitch and slides in safely. Sophie King covering it too. How's Jess Maslin's career gone? She's a former CAF Coral medalist, the best and fairest in the Adelaide Club competition. She played all through the junior age groups, a former Stars player. Just thought I'd give baseball a try. Makes the Aussie squad. Ash Merkin fields the ground ball at third base for the third out of the inning. So Jess Maslin just makes the Aussie Diamonds squad in her first year of baseball.
Yes, yeah. What a stalwart she's been for the Seacombe club. Had plenty. She comes from a long way away to go there to trainings and that. Play games here, of course. But yeah, you just admire people like that. Club oriented.
Hey guys, we've got a game on our hand. 0-0. This is a tight competition, tight contest. Now, I was just saying to Lee before that I was surprised that Ford was still on the mound. Is she on again, and is this a ploy from Coach Young to say, I really want to win this game? What's happening?
She needs to get some innings under her belt.
Yep.
She was in town in time to play fully loaded, but we had extreme heat during the week, so she wasn't able to get some innings on Thursday night. So just a little extra inning because Gilly Shield's only a couple of weeks away. She has only recently finished the Japanese season, but she probably has had a couple of weeks off as well. Steph Trzynski's warming up in the bullpen. Jessie Dresick is out there warming up as well. Then they've got Georgia Hood as well as a pitcher. She led the junior spirit at the Junior Women's World Championships earlier in the year in Irvine, California. So they've got 4 throwers. But each of those other 3 names that I mentioned pitched yesterday. So maybe a rest day?
Yeah, I think so. I think
for the others?
You've got it in a nutshell there, mate.
Number 10 for the All-Stars, Ash George, stepping into the left-handers batter's box. Tell me a little bit about her, James.
First-year softballer, Ash George, and she's an All-Star. Now, look, she's selected in this team because she brings something different. She's got a rocket of an arm. We saw her chase down a ball in the outfield fence playing for Walkerville Cats. Just threw it in like it was a hose. It was an absolute arm, and from that point on, the competition took notice. She's had a couple of hits and struggled a little bit with the up ball as well because the baseballers don't normally see the rise ball. Has had a baseball career, a baseball family as well, but always working out. She's her and Hayley Benithan are always in the gym here at West Beach, and
hey, isn't she another one that's come a long way, Hayley Benithan? As George sort of says, I'm going to have a crack at that, but didn't really give it everything, did she?
It was sort of a half-hearted swing, I thought.
Yeah.
I think she changed her mind halfway through the actual swing.
Yep. 1 ball, 2 strikes as Ford and Bell set up now. Well, set her up there for that one. I think that was a little higher than what they've been pitching to her, and they caught it as it tailed across, and Bell set up nicely.
Here's Jess Maslin for you, James.
Has featured in the top 10 players of the year for Spacequake Sports over the past. Magic from Maslin, we'll never forget that call from Eric Bolnar.
So Jess Maslin comes in for Faith Picard.
Haze just surrounding us, really, isn't it? There's some bushfires going on. Our thoughts to everyone who around the country, really. There's an unprecedented amount of fires around the country at the moment, so hopefully you're all safe and we get a change in the weather, maybe some get some reprieve.
As Maslin watches that one. Very disciplined batter too, isn't she? She will go when it needs to go, but she can hold up. And as we see, a 2 ball and 1 strike count.
Always up for a challenge, isn't she?
Yep.
Maslin.
She goes after that one. Has her batting stance changed since she started playing baseball? Is she watch the way she puts those, where she puts her hands now, they're a lot lower than what she used to do. So you watch when she steps in, she sort of drops her hands down a little bit lower than she normally would. So she holds them up. And no, you watch, I've got the curse, she won't do it. Come on. And she goes after that one.
She might get safe here. Takes on the arm of Belinda White. And she's safe at first, so there you go. Always pays to run it out.
Well, that was an excellent take from Georgia Hood. I didn't think she'd be able to reach that. Bell put it in the air, gave it some knots or some Ks per hour, and Georgia leapt up and caught it.
Jeez,
but by doing so, lost contact with the base.
You're doing well to beat Bell White's arm out, aren't you?
Yep. Yeah, absolute rocket of an arm. Elite. Sophie King's the hitter, goes first pitch. Jalen Ford calling ball, takes a catch for the second out, and Sophie King will stick around as a courtesy runner for catcher Jess Maslin. Looks like John Nelson's watching from New South Wales, and for viewers watching in New South Wales, switch over to 7 Mate now because we just don't want you to watch our players in action.
Hey, here we go. Hey, listen, here we go. Here, look, this is the contest. Yeah, the matchup, the contest that we were looking forward to before. And they start pitching around her straight off the bat.
Tori Pogue
She looks focused, doesn't she, Jim?
Strong, isn't she? Have a look at her physique. It's where she gets the power from.
All the college players have that athletic build.
Yep.
Oh, she cramped her up there, Ford. Good call by Bell White. And Ford hits that spot just to cramp her up a little bit. You don't want to put it in that power zone because you will never see that ball again.
You keep getting your name in there all the time, Mark. Cramp her up, and this one cramps it up. I think there's something secretive about that.
Well, it's a name synonymous to softball. No.
Swing
Big
and a miss.
swing there.
I knew I'd pay the price for that.
Oh, there she is. I'm really enjoying this game. Really, and I hope you are at home too. Oh!
Gee.
Do you feel it? Like you're watching and it's like, oh! And we're not the ones in the box. It's,
Yeah, that was a double whammy. That came off Tori. It smacked Bell in the head. It came flying over our way. I ducked. Everyone ducked. But that was the one they didn't want to give up. They didn't want to hit her and put her on there. I think they were going to take her then.
And what about it? Jalen's attitude just kept walking in.
Yeah. Look, discipline. There's
Yep,
so much
that's
skill and discipline out there that they go, yep, it happens.
hard and down and in there for a called strike. Mackenzie Ween is the youngest player out there today, guys. Misses out on under 18 selection by about 3 days. A late December baby, and rewarded for effort. Under 23 state representative, and had a terrific fully loaded tournament. She hit a line drive laser beam for a ground rule double, and then the very next game she hit a Grand Slam home run. So she was in terrific form for the Angels.
I'm going double steal here.
Strike out
Might as well,
watching, and that'll end the third inning. Guys, we'll make way. Who's going out here?
I'm going to shoot out. I'm going to go over and watch.
Well, what we might do is we'll put Leah in the scorer's seat, and we'll bring Kathy Lambert into the middle seat, and I'll go over to my normal seat on the end of the table as we play musical chairs here on Spacequake Sports. The cool team: Kathy Lambert, former state under 19 player; Lee Hull, 20 odd years of teams, only coach to be a part of every state team that we've sent away, from open men, open women, under 19 men and women, under 16 boys and girls. And Mark Cramp, one of the legends of the Masters scenes, and never represented South Australia, and we missed out on
And then Angels player of some note.
and of course, James Harris, Executive Officer of Softball SA, bringing you the play-by-plays. Jade Peterson will go back to work for the West Beach Parks All-Stars. Any other changes in the field, guys? I'm looking. I don't think so. It was a real short inning last inning, wasn't it?
Yep.
All right, Maddie Cameron, who got things going in the second inning for the Stars with a single.
Tori Pogue needs to be on her bike out at centre field here, I'm telling you, James and Kathy.
Yep.
And I thought that was the one that was going to be, had a motor on it. Going skyward.
Long ball, Maddie Cameron's got all of this one. It's going back, one bounce into the fence. Standing up at second base, we've seen that arm from Pogue, taking Merkin off. And a double to Maddie Cameron.
What a powerful hit. You can hear that off the bat. Let's look at that replay there. Unbelievable.
All the way back to the Mine Lab sign. Stands up at second. Maddie Cameron, one of the players of the game so far. 2 hits from 2 at-bats. Georgia Hood now.
And runner in scoring position.
Some absolute quality in this batting lineup, isn't there?
Yeah, they just keep coming.
Just get ready, Tori out there again.
Hood
quite so far.
pops it up. Ashley, no, that's Maddie Scott at
Maddie
second. Calls out Ashley George, who was coming in from right field, and that's the first out of the inning. Runner stays put. One Hood departs, another Hood enters.
Well, I don't know who I could say is the Hills top Hood here out of these two.
Oh, Lee, that's a good one. All right, what are you predicting is going to happen here, Lee?
Well, they're looking for one run, aren't they?
Really
They're looking
they
for
are.
a run.
When it's 0-0?
Yeah.
Definitely
How many
run
out?
at a
One
time.
out. I'll be going short. Just hit the ball to Kelsey. Amber, a little dribble down the line. So she. I don't know whether she liked that call from Coach Young.
Hood goes after this one, fouls it to the right side. Amber had a terrific, fully loaded season. She missed round one. She was at a concert and then got a finger injury, so she missed a couple of games. But the weeks that she did play, I think she was 5 from 5 from her first 5 turns at bat with a couple of home runs. She is the team captain for the Hills team, who aren't travelling too well. She's got a 333 on base average. And she's got 4 stolen bases on the season, so she's a terrific lead-off for them and middle order batter for the Stars. Pops this one up to the right side. Ashley George.
Oh, that's a great take.
And now the arm is on display.
What a play.
The arm versus the speed. Maddie Cameron slides into third safely. Statewide Super Replay. Kathy, can you see that?
I can see that. What a throw by Ash George.
Takes a good catch and on the run.
Ooh,
Throws
nice
it in.
play.
Nothing nervous about that right fielder. What a throw.
What a
My
throw.
goodness.
Rocket arm.
Pippa Adkins now for the Stars. Played in the Junior Women's World Championships earlier this year. Probably would have mentioned that earlier in the call. Yep, getting a nod.
Yeah, did a great
Made a
job.
debut for the Stars last year. Played 19s and Stars.
I tell you what, having that leg speed out there at right field is a big advantage, decided advantage. There was a run there for sure. She doesn't catch it.
Adkins pops it up. Jess Maslin will take the catch to end the inning. So the Stars threaten yet again, courtesy of Maddie Cameron. Pippa Adkins pops up for the third out, and well, what a matchup. We said at the top of the show that this might very well be the best All-Stars team that we've put together. And they are showing that they're right up for the challenge here. It's a 0-0 ball game after the top of the fourth, so the All-Stars will get an opportunity, and they get to see Jessie Dresick, who joined us on the Spacequake Sports Call team yesterday. Helped us out at the start of the year for the Under-17 National Championship, a award-winning event from Softball SA, back-to-back community events of the year in the Sport SA Awards.
Yeah, great to see Jessie joining the Stars this year. She played for Walkerville in our Premier League last year. An American player coming from New Jersey and went to Boston College, but also via the Italian League, where she was a member of the winning team, Brasilago.
Easy for you to say.
Hopefully someone will correct me on that one, but yeah, they won the Italian League just this winter gone.
Well, this will be a good matchup. Jessie Dreswick to Johanna Grauer. Looking forward to see this one.
Both of them graduated in 2018.
No, Tori and Jessie did. Not 100% sure when Johanna graduated, but it would be around about then.
And what about Zoe?
Zoe was a year later, so Zoe's only just graduated this past year.
Well, out of Boston College. Hell of a person as well. She spent so much time in the community helping out. She got her umpiring accreditation. She's won a premiership with the Cats. She was an all-star last year. She's a Stars player this year. She's a commentator, a volunteer, and she's going to run the Stars clinics as well.
That's fantastic.
In between Christmas and New Year. at Central Districts and Hills Associations. And pick-off attempt from White as a runner starting on second base for the All-Stars, covered by Jordan Lambert. So, set play.
I think it was. It was always going to be a pick-off, and Jordan got airborne, didn't she? That's all your running teaching.
No, it's pretty quick feet to get
Yep.
there.
Oh,
because
she was.
It was thrown like a rocket.
Yep. No half throws with Bell.
Grauer
That's a
punches
great-
this one to the fence. It's
What
going to
a
go into the
surprise.
Bendigo Bank sign, and Sophie King's going to score the first run of the game. A relay as Grauer slides into third and opens the account for the All-Stars.
Yeah, massive hit. We'll just have a look at that. Maddie's chased it down to the fence and relayed it in through Jordan. To attempt to get her at third, but well done, Johanna. That's what we've seen all season from her with her Port Adelaide team.
Dresic, no slouch, throwing a 1.58 ERA on the season. She's the champ from Wargaville, and Grauer, who's hitting 457 on the season, dispatches it to the right centre alley and scores a run and puts herself in scoring position. So the All-Stars now with the upper hand. Maddie Scott in the left-handed box out of Odessa, Texas, via West Torrens Softball Club, state under 23s, Australian under 19s earlier this year.
Yeah, Maddie just headed over to Odessa Junior College this season, and then she'll have her first season when spring comes around over there after the Christmas holidays. No doubt getting excited for her debut there. Great pitching, Jessie.
All watching with the interest here as we see Maddie Scott return. Well, drop third strike, runner will score, and Scott will get to first base on the drop third strike. You'll take it, won't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Sometimes. Kelsey Nucky's going to be the new hitter, and 2 runs across the plate for the All-Stars. Bell White directing traffic from behind home plate. Might have to speak to Jessie. What do you think she's saying to herself when she puts that glove up to her face? Just pumping herself up a little bit. Kelsey Nucky lays down a great bunt. Fielded on the first base line from Lana Kaiser. Lambert covering first and fires it across to Robinson covering second. The diving Maddie Scott gets back safely, 1 out.
Yeah, great play by the girls. Good heads up. Confident throws to their bases.
Here's a new hitter, Ash Merkin, batting for Regan.
Ash Merkin, third base for the Walkerville team here in our Adelaide A-grade competition.
John was watching before, gave a shout out, John Merkin.
Did we find out where he's from?
Oh, he didn't make a comment. We'll get to social media in the break between innings. Lots to catch up on. Dresic for the Stars will debut for the Stars this summer. A few others debuting this year as well. Hayley Benithan, Sophie Roberts. Who's the other one?
Jessie Dreswick?
Jessie Dresic.
Yep.
Jess Neves?
Yep. Jess Neves, of course. We're looking forward to seeing them take the diamond. No action in the bullpen, but we saw Trzynski warming up. Hasn't she been impressive this year? Only 11 runs scored against her in the first 15 or 14 games of the year. So no doubt she'll have a role to play for the Stars this year, but she's also contributing with the bat. Steph Trzynski hitting 275 for the West Torrens Eagles.
The last few games, the batting has just come to light, and strong hitting too. Extra base hitting.
It was a good pitch from Jesse. You may have heard in the effects microphone, Belinda White, just expert commentary. Ash Merkin, the batter. Jessie Dresick, the pitcher. Club teammates.
Yeah.
She wouldn't have faced her before, maybe in BP. Swing and a miss, so Jess Dresick gets the better of her teammate here. That's her second strikeout of the inning. One was a dropped third strike. Sacrifice bunt to Kelsey Nucky to advance the runner to second. 2 runs have crossed the plate. Runner did start on second base, but it was the triple from Johanna Grauer. Ash George, the new hitter. Yeah, that's hard and down, isn't it?
Fast pitch, wasn't it?
High for a ball and good watching there from George.
Also teammates, these two, James. Both play for Walkerville.
Yeah, I think I'll be trying a running bunt here, a slap, just not trying to belt the ball. Runner at second with 2 out, just trying to. She's got huge leg speed. Ash, as we've seen, just put the ball on the ground.
Cut from George. Yeah, Walkerville with 5 players out there today. Ash George, Ash Merkin, Sophie King for the All-Stars, Jessie Dresick, and Sophie Roberts in the Stars. Oh, Hayley Benithan, of course.
Yeah.
Sue Tomlinson's an assistant coach for the Stars, so Hall of Famer.
Yeah, good.
Natalie Lilburn, geez.
They keep coming.
Yeah, that's it. I cut them short with the first call, but terrific club, the Walkerville Cats.
Just needs to make an adjustment here, Ash.
And did I forget Chelsea Robinson as well? The
Sure,
top
but-
cat.
Yeah.
Top cat, Chelsea Robinson. Oh, there you go. That's it's another strikeout to end the inning. So although there was that triple from Johanna Grauer, Jessie Dresick had 3 strikeouts in that inning. If you don't mind. Where's our man gone? Where's Mark gone? He was just about to come in and well, I'll be able to go to social media as after 4 complete innings, the All-Stars lead 2 runs to 0. Thanks to everyone who's watching at home. Vicky McFarlane has made a few comments as well. Costa Rica, is she? Jeff Ford says thanks for the broadcast, watching from Virginia. Vicky Taylor's watching from the Riverland as well. Jerome Vanocchi from the Hills region. Troy Purcell from Queensland's watching. Thanks to everyone involved in the coverage this year. Great start to the year. Looking forward to the rest of the season. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you too, Troy. He's joined us for a couple of broadcasts actually. Masters games and a couple of years ago visiting Adelaide. Miss pitching, love softball. That came from Derek McDonald. Well, lots of others watching around the world, and of course you can watch all the big plays, the live stream, the highlights from the Facebook page, YouTube channel and Instagram. Of course, NITV and Channel 44 bringing you the coverage. 12:30 p.m. on Sunday afternoons, Channel 34. All the viewers on the Fox 144 and Freeview app can watch the coverage 90 minutes earlier Australian Eastern Daylight Saving Time. Very special thanks to Soppel SA and Spacequake Sports for bringing us all the action. I can see Marky's over there talking with his old mate there, Scott Radigan. He's holding Nixon, who had his first birthday party last weekend. A couple of changes for the All-Star team. Zoe Connolly's coming into pitch, Faith Picard back into catch. Maslin at first, Jamie Mead at second, Merkin at third, Hoyle at short. The outfielders are Ween, Lambert and George. Looks like Maddie Scott's come out to warm up, so she'll return to the game.
And Zoe's here as well from the U.S., a teammate of Tori Pogues and Steph Trzynski's from UC Berkeley. I asked her yesterday, did her parents come and watch her games, and how far did they travel? And she said, well, I'm actually from Berkeley, so they just walked down the street to the game. So that's pretty awesome for her family to be able to catch a lot of her games while she was at college.
Lana Kaiser grounds out, runner advances to second. That's Pippa Atkins. So Starz just giving the All-Stars the first opportunity at the bottom of the inning to have a runner on base. They too put a runner on. So coach Martin Morgan Young can put a couple of signals on and a couple of plays, defensive plays. We go into the 9-hitter, Chelsea Robinson. Pippa Atkins moves across to third. Zoe Connolly fires that one in there, just missing. Robinson. Swing and a miss, so probably a predetermined swing, I think, on that one, because she's so disciplined normally, not one to swing like that out of the zone.
May have got a signal.
Another swing and a miss from Robinson. So she's just going to back out of the box and compose herself a little here. You can tell a little frustrated with herself, and she's quality. She'll come back here. She'll bounce back here, Robinson. Connolly should attack, I reckon. High for a ball.
Good check.
Oh, and I suggest to attack because Robinson would have been looking to leave anything around the strike zone because she's had a couple of swings at the ball. You attack here and you're going to catch her in two minds. Crushes this one up the middle. There's the quality of Robinson. Two pretty ordinary swings, gathers her composure and rips one up the middle. An RBI single, scoring Pippa Atkins.
Yeah, that was a great hit by Chelsea. Really solid piece, getting right past Jamie Mead there. And
Now the top.
Sarah Tonkin. Oh, what a change up. I've seen that a few times this season and it is just beautiful. A bit like Johanna Grauer's change up as well. Isn't that good to watch?
It's knowing which batter to throw it to.
Yeah.
The big guns, they're usually the ones that can't handle it.
Well, the pitch, another strike there by Zoe. Bringing that up in the batting zone a bit.
Well, I've got your daughter Jordan doing a running bunt here.
She's on deck, of course.
Yes. Oh, look at that for a little control hit.
Oh, Jamie Mead, what a sharp play. Her momentum was going over to her glove side, the left side. She fields it, gets her balance, tosses it over to shortstop. Sophie Hoyle right there to complete the play on the lead runner.
Yeah, great play there, going for the lead runner. Really important, particularly when we, we're close game here. Two one to the All-Stars, and Jordan up here.
High for a ball, Sarah Tonkin with a lead off. Just checking the outs.
2 out.
2 outs.
Yeah. Lana on the bunt that Jess picked up.
Are you still calling a bunt here then, Chief?
Yep, a running bunt. Look how deep the left fielder, third base is, correction.
Be a good running bunt if it goes to left field.
yeah, well, it runs in the family. They can hit, that family, the Lamberts.
Zoe Connolly on the stripe for the West Beach Parks All-Stars. Big cut from Lambert there.
Repeat of earlier message.
Well, Jordan hit a triple off of Zoe yesterday, so maybe she's feeling hopeful again today.
Feeling lucky.
2 balls and 1 strike. Tonkin on first. Two and 2 the count.
Not sure Jordan was impressed with that one.
Looked a bit outside for her liking, obviously.
for Tonkin to go, I reckon. She took off on the pitch and a swing and a miss for Lambert. And
Running bunt's looking very good now.
she doesn't look too happy. I reckon Ian Gray, the plate umpire, called a strikeout on the pitch before, but nevertheless, the Stars did score a run. They're just trailing by a single run here. The runners are starting on base now just to put some plays into the game. We're going to make way for Mark Cramp, and thanks very much to Lee Hull. It's been a big weekend for the Spacequake Sports Call team. We had our last Adelaide competition game for 6 weeks. Yesterday it was the Hills Heat versus Port Adelaide, and we called a 0-0 draw. It was the third 0-0 draw that we've broadcast for the season, but the fourth for the season. It's been pitching jewels we've seen, so hopefully second half of the year we can see some bats come alive.
Yeah, it's really hard to predict anything that's going to be happening in the second half of the season or come finals time at the moment. It's an exciting competition this year.
Mark, you've had an extended break for that one there, matey. We were expecting you at the end of the bottom inning. What did you see in your?
Well, in my travels, g'day everybody, and I'm glad to be back because
yes, welcome back.
Yes, I was over at the Starz dugout for a little bit, having a bit of a chinwag to Coach Young, just talking about Ford and why he had her in for the 3 innings. And you know, you were exactly right, James. You're not the best colour man in the business for nothing. She was needed to get settled in, feel the rhythm, work with Bell a little bit. I went across to the All-Stars bench, and coach of Seacombe, Scott Radigan's over there, just popping his two cents worth in, and we were just having a chat about them. And this is actually being a very, very good game, and I've enjoyed being a spectator as well. So that's where I've been.
Just missing a diving play or like a sharp catch or something. It's we've seen some amazing plays. We saw Jamie Meads play on the forehand side to get the lead runner, and we saw Ashley George's throw. I want to see a big hit as well. Saw Maddie Cameron with a double before. I want to see a few more big plays.
How good was that hit from Maddie Cameron?
Yeah.
Hit the bottom of the fence. I thought it was gone when it
too.
came off the bat. The look on Jade Peterson's face, I thought, here we go. There's our first dinger for the day. But no, not to be. It was still a good hit. Got a second and celebrated accordingly.
Jess Maslin is the hitter for the All-Stars.
Nice slash in the batting box herself, Jess Maslin.
Zoe Connolly pitched the last innings. How good was some of her change-up and how her movement? I was just talking to the Seacombe coach, Scott Radigan. Very, very difficult to read.
Yes.
Like, she's just a dynamic little rocket of like speed, and then he rings her up. He called one early on Jordan Lambert last inning. Did you see that? On strike 2, he sort of rung her up, and then George goes, "No, I think that's only 2, isn't it?" Oh yeah, you're right. But gets the K2. But yeah, going back to Connolly, how hard would she be to bat against? She held them down there.
A lot of people have said that actually, because she's not of the same stature in terms of height as the other players.
Yep.
And she's just got the same rhythm all the time. And a lot of players have said, the ball's coming from a little bit lower, but also, she can pitch 100 kilometers an hour and 50 kilometers an hour. It looks exactly the same
100%.
every time.
Well, she threw that change up that and like everyone in the crowd that I was standing at were just amazed. I mean, because it just looked like it was coming out and then just hit the brakes and then just dropped right into the spot. You got someone like Jessie Dresick who throws constantly over 100, 105, 109. I think she was the fastest she threw in the fully loaded competition. She throws from such height, and then so the variety there for our girls to learn from.
Yeah, and then you bring in Jalen Ford coming from the left, the left-handed pitcher. As you said, lots of variety there.
First game of the state team showcase. We had Belinda White join us as a special guest, and she mentioned that there's not too many lefties playing in Australia, so it's going to be to the Stars' advantage. Kai Parnaby's the other lefty that comes to mind, but I can't think of any others.
And very good too, isn't she?
Yeah, Kai Parnaby, the best in the country. And Jalen Ford, not to be outdone, just wins the NPF Finals MVP.
Yeah, she sure did with USSSA Pride, pitching against the Chicago Bandits.
Swing and a miss, so Jurassic with that heavy and hard down ball. Catching Jamie Mead just a little bit behind it, but she's a national championship winner in 2015, a state representative with 17s, 19s, 23s. I don't think it'll be too long before she makes her Starz debut. Gets a walk. Absolute quality hitter. Looks like she's put on a bit of muscle as well. Getting a nod from Lee Hull, the general.
Doesn't miss much, does he, Lee Hull? Sticking with Belle White in catching, not going to move Chelsea Robinson into the spot, give her a go. What are your thoughts there, James?
Well, she doesn't catch for Sturt because Sarah Tonkin is in Team of the Year form, hitting 400. She's hitting better than Belle White, believe it or not, Sarah Tonkin on the season.
Wow.
Only just. Belle not to be outdone, only just. Ada Caruana is the other one from the Falcons that is just tearing it up. But yeah, she's calling so well. Sturt Falcons are sitting top of the table. And Sarah Tonkin has just caught all season long. So perhaps Belle White getting some miles into the legs in preparation for Nationals, as she'll be the mainstay catcher, although there's a fair few catches in the Starz lineup, isn't there?
Yeah, well,
Picard swinging a miss on that change-up.
Well, Belinda Ward has had a good workout in the last few weeks.
Fully loaded.
Yep.
Yep, for the MC Sportswear Thunder.
Been working hard on and off the diamond too with her fitness.
Puts a lot of miles into those legs, and just will get up for a casual 7K run.
7's an odd number. I like to round it down to about 0. You know what I mean?
If you think about it, does it count?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, geez, that's a very, very narrow plate, isn't it?
Wow.
Very narrow plate. Belle White won't be happy with that. Asking the question too.
Yeah, the Stars have got plenty of catches. Amber Hood, Sarah Tonkin, Chelsea Robinson, Hayley Benithan, Sophie Roberts. Chops at this, it's dead ball. Lana Kaiser used to be a catcher back in her day as well.
Everyone wants that glamour spot, don't they?
Well,
Amber Hood,
Kathy,
did we say?
yeah, I mentioned her first.
Yep.
You mentioned, Kathy, earlier that having the versatility. That was in the under 18, under 16 game, wasn't it?
It was, but we've got it with this team as well.
The majority of these players can play a second position.
Yeah.
Which just helps with the coaching staff and their options when it comes to game time. If someone is batting really well, you know, you can find a spot in the defense for them, and if they're just unbeatable in the field as well, you find a spot for them. So it's great to see that versatility, but their backs against the wall here a little bit. The Stars
loaded bases.
Kinsey Ween outside edge for a ball.
Look, she needs to start tightening up a little bit here, Drezic, and pitching to the umpire a little bit, I think, just to get back in front. That's 2 base on balls in a row. You got followed up by following a K2, and Ween swings on that one and pulls that foul. But you got George, how was that throw from George before?
Oh, that was impressive. From it was a good run in to actually get the catch in the first place, and then to rocket that ball down to third base, almost getting Maddie Cameron out there.
A little bit lower, and she was gone, wasn't she?
Absolutely, yep.
Just the one out.
Yep, 1K2 from Jess Maslin, and there she hits the corner there. And that's the spot they've been aiming for the last couple of batters. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There it is.
Called strike. Strike 3 on Ween. Yo Grauer coming to the plate. Perfect timing because it's loaded bases.
And didn't she give it something? I tell you, it's a funny game. This, you could be aiming for that corner You could be aiming for that corner. What's the great man? He's called a home run, has he?
No,
Walker.
no, he's suggesting to pass her up. Even with loaded bases, he's saying to pass up.
He's saying sacrifice. I tell you what, if they don't do it, we'll all get out and bow Lee Hull, because this girl is all of the chance to put one over here. 3 runs, you reckon?
She's already hit a triple in the game.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. She gave it before. She got onto it before, didn't she?
Is she due up? Are the All-Stars changing their batting lineup a fair bit?
No, she's on. She's on here. She's on. Ween was in, and Grower, is that how I pronounce it? Grower's up. Johanna is up.
Swedish mother, Annika, American father. Has represented both countries at different levels.
As Drezic settles in now. Whoa, and she takes that one. Now, I was just about to say, we had a K2 and then we had ball four. She was just missing that edge. Now, for the last couple, she's been able to find that corner. There may have been a bit of dirt on it. Umpire couldn't see it. No balls and 2 strikes.
Ahead of the count here, Dresic.
Yeah, move around.
The White will not call anything close to the zone here.
Move around, come on. There we go. Geez, it's tense out there at the moment, isn't it? It's supposed to be a bit of a fun game, but they're all playing for that title of, yes, we knocked you over, or just to have that one up at the next breakfast.
Almost.
Jeez, that's tight, isn't it?
Just tailed out there, took the pace off it. Lee, they're dancing around her.
2-2 the count.
I reckon we might see a loose one here, and if we do, it might be trouble.
It's a swing on the outside edge, a change up.
That was a fantastic pitch.
And called it as well. Troy Purcell called it on the change up on the Facebook comments. Look who's watching, Kaya Parnaby. G'day, Kaya. Give us a wave, say hello. Tell us what you're looking for, Kaya, and one of our favourites, of course, from New South Wales and the Travelodge Aussie Spirit. No doubt watching her competition. Starz, of course, just missed out on the Gilly Shield last year by a single run, and that was off the back of Kaya's work.
We may have to cut the feed over to the Eastern States there as we get some of our stars up to bat.
All right, guys, I'll make way for the great man, Lee Hull, to call some action. So over to you, Kathy, for the play-by-play. And Lee, tell us what you've seen in your inning that you've had off.
Well, thank you, James, and Kathy and Mark back again. What I have seen is a lot of action all of a sudden. So I was really surprised that Johanna could not get back the ball on that. So that was credit to Jessie Dreswick. It was a terrific pitch. She's already hit a triple. You can shut her down, strike her out, then that is a great pitch.
That is quality batter. As James read out before, she's leading the competition, the Adelaide Premiership competition in batting, and so anytime you can keep her from getting on a base is a great pitching effort.
And it's back to what we said before, Kathy, that with the strong hitters, you've got to mix the pitches up. You just can't keep throwing the same pace. They'll hurt you.
Yeah.
Well, this is where the danger is for the All-Stars. You've got Jordan Lambert, the speedster, at second base. You've got Belle White and the big hitting Maddie Cameron on deck. So could be trouble brewing if they don't do something here.
Yeah, this is the perfect opportunity. You know, one of the best base runners that we've seen on second, and 2 batters who are in fine form. So good chance, opportunity here for Starz to level this up. Jordan's taking off
Bill.
here.
Oh,
Yeah,
there
nice
we go. And Jordan Lambert got the good jump too. The signal was on. Bell got around early, and Jordan got there a little bit slower than normally too. If you look at the statewide replay, good slide. Look at that.
Yeah, good work.
Well, they're mixing it up a little bit here, Kathy, aren't they? 2 high ones in a row to Belle White. You don't want to. Sorry, Lee.
No, that's fine. You just have to mix it up with White and Cameron, otherwise it's going to hurt badly.
Well, there
Like
you go.
that.
Like that.
Jordan Lambert tags up and she's going. And safely home.
Yeah,
So-
great hit, Belle White.
So that's a sacrifice RBI for Belinda White as she pushes that one out to right field. Is that Ash George
Yep.
still out there? How good's her arm? James said it before. She made a bit of a name for herself when she fired one in the women's comp, and wowee, it was a good arm.
You're 100% correct.
Oh,
Well, she tried to mix it up a bit. Adding a bounce probably counts as one.
yeah, it's a good change. That warming up. Maddie Cameron, what did she come off? A triple to
2 doubles today. So far,
two
I
doubles,
think.
is she?
Triple.
But you see what I mean, Mark, about the taking the pace off the pitch.
Yeah.
Pace was there perfectly for Bell. She just line drived it.
Yep.
Line driven, that'll be,
You
to
get-
Ash George, who was deep.
Yeah, you get these power hitters, and they use the power from the. Oh, as Maddie Cameron goes after
Like
that. Yeah, the 5-6 hole, but it sort of just bobbled over Merkin's glove.
Yeah.
Although she's got a bad hop, I don't think she was. I don't think she did anything wrong there, Kathy.
No.
She got into a great
No.
fielding position,
Yep.
and the balls were sort of just skipped over. So Cameron gets on first.
Yeah, we'll see that on the replay. Nice hard hit, and yeah, it took a bounce over the glove.
Here's another one. Just throw a change up now and again. Georgia Hood.
Oh, Cameron, big lead, and threw everybody into panic station. As Coach Young doesn't mind throwing the signals around.
Trying to make things happen. It's good coaching, isn't it?
Comment by Kaya there. Watching the game, scouting the opposition. What did she say here? Making sure Jordan isn't hitting the first pitch again.
Well, she did have a swing at the first pitch, but in her first at bat, I think it was, or first or second bat. Hood up to bat now, looking to go deep. You got Maddie Cameron is looking to go, and going.
And gone. Yeah, good girl.
Wowee. She's stolen a couple of bases, Kathy, hasn't she, this game already?
Yeah, well, to be honest, it's something that we've been working on. I do some speed work with the 4 Aussie girls here, and we got the heads up that we probably need to do a little bit more work on their stealing from the Aussie Spirit crew, and that's what we've been doing, and it's good to see these girls taking advantage of the opportunities to steal here.
Tell you what, when the sun breaks through, it's got a bit of bite.
Yeah. Yeah, is it a little bit warmer than it was when I was driving in? And I apologise for getting in a little bit late. I actually woke up at, I think it was about 9:15, and I rolled over and I had a Facebook alert that the first game had already started, and I sort of just laid in bed and listened to you guys for a little while as Hood sort of pops that out. But it has warmed up a bit, Kathy, and so is the game. Maddie Cameron at second base. Hood looking to stamp her dominance in the box.
Yeah, it's warm, but gee, it's a lot less in the temperature than it has been for the last few days. And it's a pass ball there. Maddie taking third base on that.
One thing I've noticed is the discipline that these guys have got, Lee. The way that they're sort of gelling, but the discipline's there, isn't it?
It certainly is, and that's what you need at the top level for sure.
Hard hit.
And we got this. Oh, Maddie Cameron copped that in the face. Is she okay?
Ouch.
And not showing any pain, Maddie, but that copped her. Was that in the hand or in the face?
Looked like hand, but
Looked like the face to me, but I
Yeah.
think it was her
Let's watch the
hand.
statewide super replay. I can't see the screens dropped out here. We're watching that.
Coming in now. We'll see another angle here. That she got up. The best thing is that she did get up from that. Has been able to walk away. So that was a hard throw from Jamie Mead.
it looked like she put her hand up to her face.
Well, I hope she did. I couldn't see it here as the screen keeps dropping out. But anyway, As Hood
Having a
takes that
look
one.
at it again here. Yeah, I think it got on her hand.
Yep.
Onto her shoulder. Getting the call there.
Oh, what a sneaky little bun as Hood runs this one out, but no, they got her. Oh, and other Hood is caught in a, oh no, caught in a rundown and out. That's the side. Was it, that side, isn't it? Yep,
Yeah.
if my maths is correct. How good was that bun? That was a bit
Fantastic,
cheeky.
yeah. Cost them 2 base runners, though. Yeah. Both the Hoods out on that play.
Yeah, Georgia got
Interesting.
caught in the rundown. Just a couple of steps over the bag too many, I think,
Yeah,
Lee. She was
yeah.
rounding around there, but I really liked that bunt. That just came from nowhere. It was a little sort of like bump. Looks like we've got a pitching change with Steph Trzynski coming out.
It's part of the learning, isn't it? Knowing your leg speed when you're rounding bases.
Well, just knowing what the opposition's anticipating as well.
Now we're joined by Millie Fitch. How are you, Millie?
Good, how are you?
Good, fine now. Better now I've seen you.
How did you enjoy the game earlier?
Oh, it was good. Everyone was like really into it, getting really aggressive with everything.
Yep.
It's fun.
And how are you enjoying this game? There's some quality ball out there, isn't there?
Yeah, a lot of plays being made by everyone. It's good. It's
Yeah.
good seeing all the good pitchers as well. We can learn from what they're doing.
Yeah, well, Ford had, was it 3 innings, I think it was, Lee. Jesse's had 2 innings, and now they've got another pitching change with Steph Trzynski.
Yeah.
You know, one of the workhorses for the Stars, and also having a blinder in the competition, the Adelaide competition as well, isn't she?
Yeah,
Yep.
she's good. She's our under-18s pitching coach as well. It's really handy having her on board with
Yeah.
us.
And the beauty about the Stars pitching staff is they're all different pitches. They're all different types
Yeah,
of pitches. It's
lots
not,
of different
yeah,
attributes.
you don't replace one with a carbon copy of the
Yeah.
previous one, which is good. That unsettles
Changes-
batters.
yeah.
Yep.
And tell us about the fully loaded. You did very well. You
Yeah.
enjoyed it. You were
Yeah.
pitching well.
Yes, it was so much fun, especially playing with all the new, like getting around all the Stars players, playing with new people.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Did you learn a lot?
Yeah.
I think
'Cause
you like.
lots of different situations and.
Well, over
how
the
to
6
play
weeks,
out.
you guys, I think it's bettered your fully loaded, but it's also benefited your A grade as well, hasn't it? Like I think the whole competition got stronger in that
Yeah.
6 weeks.
Because being fully loaded, there's so much more pressure with lots of runners on base. But like when you go back to club games on Saturdays, it's less pressure because less runners on base.
Oh, it's Lana Kaisler, the old Shark Navigator at third base. She doesn't miss much, does she?
No, she's very good.
And that was Lambert, Regan Lambert.
I haven't heard that saying before, mate. Shark Navigator.
That's a vacuum cleaner.
Well, I'm not going to put the power on for it.
And now they've changed this up. I can't keep track now. They've changed ins and outs. But the West Torrens slogger and the fully loaded Angels player in Hoyle up to bat. She can get it. She can give it a ride, this young lady too, can't she?
Yeah, she's hit a bomb off me a couple times.
Well, that's good though, in a way, because now you.
Good for her.
No, it's good for you. Don't you think, Lee? Like every time you face a batter that you can just start pitching like around them. You start
Yeah.
knowing what they like, what they don't like, where they leave, where they don't leave. You're going to get trial and error. You're
Yeah.
young. You're coming through. Whereas these guys have been batting and swinging the bat for a long time. It's you learn from every at bat.
Yeah, that's why fully loaded's good because you get to learn from every pitch, every batter.
That's what it's all about, isn't it? It's a cat and mouse game. Pitcher and catcher versus the batter.
Oh, as Trzynski, Bill White sets up outside. Trzynski hit that corner, she thought. We've got a 3 and a 1. 3 balls and 1 strike. She flies that up, and Lana Kaiser, or is it Chelsea Robinson's called her out? Oh, it's a bobble. Well, there's a little bit of confusion because I could see Chelsea Robinson running around in the back of back of Lana, and
At least they got it.
yeah.
Someone got it.
Yep.
Yes, it may have been embarrassing if they didn't.
Yeah.
Steph Trzynski settles in now. Bell sets up, and a little bit high. Who's your favourite to pitch against?
Batter?
Yeah.
Oh, Becky Havis.
Becky Havis?
Yeah, hates the change-ups.
You have a little bit of a duel with her, do you?
Yeah, bit of banter.
Oh, that's good.
Great pick off by Bell then. Got the runner going through to third. Spot on. The throw has to be spot on the third base side. Otherwise, it's a run.
Well, that's side. Where are we now, Lee? Top of the... What are we at? In the fifth, the sixth? Where are we? I've lost... Everyone's chopping and changing. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Bottom
5,
of the
6.
sixth.
Yeah. You going to come back in, Jim, and say good day? Look over here, guys. We might welcome James back very shortly to 1 minute to call the... He can take over from me. I can get out of the sun for a little bit as the All-Stars are out there warming up, and Pippa Atkins is just having a chat to Coach Young.
And there's Maddie Maddie Scott.
Yeah,
going
she's
to
just
have a
come
chat.
back from college.
Yeah, yep.
You're going to do 8 innings. Coach Young, the man that knows everything that's going on out there at the moment, has come over and said we're going to do 8 innings, which means I get to sit in the sun a little bit longer, and we get to enjoy this a lot more. How long have you been playing softball? Fill me in. Give me a little bit of your resume.
Well, I can't remember, I remember my first season at Sturt was under 11s when I was 9, coached by Jill Collins, just one of the mums. And that's where it all started. I was catcher actually, I used to be a catcher, caught state till under 15s.
Yeah.
And then I turned into a pitcher because I was getting too tall.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Never happened to me. You are tall. How tall are you? Do you know how tall you are?
Or maybe 5'8", 5'9".
And age?
16.
Wowee. So, who are you modelling your pitching style, your game on? Anything, or are you just yourself, you are you?
Well, I've been watching some college games recently, trying to see their, I don't know how to say, their attitudes towards the game, and, how they present themselves throughout, each pitch, and, the energy that they bring. So I'm trying to model what they do.
Yep.
Bring it into my game, but my pitching, I just got to work on my stuff. Can't really copy anyone with that.
No, that's right. All right, well, Pippa Atkins is up to bat now for the Stars, and it'll be interesting to see if she throws that slap left-hand running bound out. And, okay, as we say goodbye, and, whoops.
Pippa Atkins lays down a running bunt, advancing the runner to third base. Sacrifice bunt.
Thanks,
Pretty
Millie.
well executed there. Millie Fidge.
Just sneaks in for a couple of comments and then runs away. 8 innings, James. We've just been told by Coach Morgan Young we're going to do the 8 innings.
Yeah, want to get a couple more innings in for the team. This is Lana Kaiser facing club teammate Maddie Scott. Rips this one left side.
Doesn't mind going after him either, does she, Lana Kaiser? An impressive resume herself.
And Johanna Grau is out at left field. That'll be interesting. Don't think I've ever seen her anywhere but the pitcher circle.
We are in the top of the 7th. A squeeze play. Amber Hood's going to score.
Foul ball's called.
Lana just acknowledging, yeah, smashed it, she said.
What are you worried about?
Well, Amber got the green light to go.
No,
but
Hood.
It was well read in the end, and it was a foul. So
Yep.
all that energy, good practice.
So it's Amber Hood at third, and thought that she was going to come up trumps there.
With a big swallow dive.
Smashes this.
I'll tag
right
up.
side. Mackenzie Ween gets under it. Tagging up is Amber Hood, and she will cross the plate for the 4th run for the Stars. Geez, they bat deep in their lineup, don't they, the Stars?
They do.
Barna Kays is like, I can't believe you put the bunt on me. What I'll do is I'll foul it off, and then I'll hit one deep, so it doesn't affect my record. That's what I would do anyway.
I am surprised by that statement.
Well, I got a bunt put on me. 1 innings.
Did you? I hope the ball hits it.
Harndorf, I laid the bunt down. I wasn't
Yeah.
too happy. I said to the coach, don't ever do that again. Next to bat, I'll put one over.
Just to prove your point. Well, the Stars 9-hitter, Chelsea Robinson.
That sounds weird when you say it, doesn't it? The 9-hitter, Chelsea Robinson, who's batting amazingly, runs like the wind.
She bats
Wow.
lead off. Bats lead off for the Cats.
Well,
It'll be strange for her.
I would have left that one personally. Probably would have been called a strike as well, but I would have left it. As the Stars are leading 4-2 by the looks of the books, but they may have cooked them. I'm not too sure. And Scott's back for the break. Joined in on the festivities and the games, and adding some value to this All-Stars team. And she throws that one a
She
little
was
loose.
kitted up yesterday for West Torrens. Didn't take the diamond in the end. It was a pretty tight game right up until the end, and then they just pulled away from Linnell for the win. But good to have her back. She'll register so she can play under 23s, I'd suggest. Looking forward to see how she goes over in Odessa.
Quality player, this player, Robinson.
Quality team, have a look at that. Jess Maslin at first, Sophie King at second, Tori Pogue at short, Sophie Hoyle at third. Faith Picard is back behind the dish catching. Pulls this one to the left side. It's just going to land foul. Yeah, state under 23s team is going to be a popular job, I reckon. State teams committee's got a big job ahead of them. Lee?
As all jobs are. But we'll handle it.
Has the squad been named for the under 23s, Jim?
Head coaches as nominations have been called.
Yep.
And gee, didn't Andy Collett do a terrific job to bring it back into our program? We'd only ever taken one under 23s team away. That was a decade ago. Andy Collett brings the team back, and they were hotly contesting the 23s this year, so it'll be interesting to see if Andy goes around again. Of course, the West Beach Scoots Cafe West Beach Vespers head coach in this year's fully loaded competition, so it'll be interesting to see if she puts her hand up again. Hayley Benithan's going to enter the game for the Stars. She'll debut for the Stars at National Championships this year. Got an opportunity to show off her skills.
She's worked hard to get in this position.
Under 23s representative. She forced her way into the Aussie squad right before World Championships team was selected this year. Just missed out, but she made the change from Sturt to Walkerville for some opportunities, and hasn't she got it? She's been the hard luck story for the last 2 years. Missed out on both premierships for the Cats due to injury right at the last minute. Taken on baseball as well as an extracurricular activity,
I think she does something physical every day of the week.
Straight into this
Boxing.
to the state team, does boxing as well, and a terrific volunteer for the sport. She finds the time, she prioritises it and gives back to this sport, which is what impresses me most about this young lady. The statewide Super Volunteer of the Year last year. You were a recipient of that award a couple of years back, Lee?
Yeah, but it's no surprise, was it?
For you or for Hayley?
No. We're talking about Hayley at the moment. we'll get back to Neon Angels shortly again, I feel. I can feel it in my bones.
No. Let's just leave it there as we see Neon Angels player and coach Morgan Young over there.
But Nathan crushes this to left field. Regan Lambert is chasing this down, and it is over. Nathan reps a home run, a 2-run shot. A home run to Benithan. Look at the smile on her face, and her teammates getting around her.
Well, that'll be her first one in the Stars uniform, and well done, Hayley Benithan. Hasn't the hard work paid off? And don't keep me on the bench too long, she says to Coach Young as she rounds third. What were you doing? As we watch the statewide super replay, Lambert chases that out and says, I'm not getting that.
You should never forget her first turn at bat in the Stars uniform.
Yeah, I think she's saying to Morgan, well, 8 positions have to be filled. One of them already has been.
And that clears the way for Jordan Lambert and Belle White. Hey, what a thing to follow.
Yeah.
Hayley Benithan, let's look at the statewide super replay. High fives all round, and look at the smile on her face. We've all got smiles on her face.
And good on her.
Oh man, what a day this is. The state team showcase day, and we saw the under 16s versus under 18 game before, some high quality, and Stars versus All Stars.
We could get 3 in a row here. We got the HRH, and then we got Belle White up to bat.
I'm going running bunt. I'm going to persistent.
Oh, Lambert says I'm going fast.
Especially after that swing.
Oh, it's a bloody hard act to follow, Lee, isn't it? Like when you get a bomb like that, and you're next at bat, it's all clear, and everyone's sort of like, what do we do?
Well, you followed James before in the men's.
James and Scott Radigan multiple times. They've cleared the bases for me. As Jordan pushes that out to right field.
Running bunt's looking very good at the moment.
Gee, she got a good piece of that, but it went down the throat of Mackenzie Ween.
You know, it's funny you say that, James. Jordan is getting a lot of contact, but she's like pushing him she's either getting too much on it and it's pushing it straight down the throat, or she's not getting enough. But it's a funny game, isn't it? It's a game of, I used to say inches, but now it's become millimetres for some of these girls. They're so close to perfection.
It's a good call, the game of inches call. I was watching a lot of the MPF over our winter, and the commentators kept saying it, game of inches, game of inches. Then I watched the Men's World Championship, the broadcast team out there, Ballpark Broadcasting, who do a lot of the WBSC events, game of inches, game of inches. So you're right on it, Mark.
I stopped saying it because they were copying me. And
who were copying?
Yeah, whoever else, everybody else was copying us, Lee.
They've been locked up since, I believe.
Yeah. But I tell you what, these girls are starting to click, and they're only, like I said, millimetres away. They get the right, a little half a swing here or a little adjustment there, and these girls are really going to turn it on, and I'm excited to see what happens come Nationals.
Well, there is a change to the defence for the Stars. Jess Neves is coming into the game for the first time. Her first time in Stars colours. We keep mentioning it in the live stream. She's been in the program for a couple of years, and she's just stuck with it to finally break through and make the senior team.
Yeah, and she had a good, fully loaded competition too. I've got
a message for Pepper Adkins here. Go back another 8 metres for this batter.
Pogue smashes at left field. Over the head of Hayley Benithan, one bounce into the fence. Ash George will score from second. Pogue will stand up.
That was
with a
power,
double.
wasn't it? Gee, whack.
Well, Steph Drzezinski just served it up for her there. Let's look at the statewide super replay. Geez, it was there to be hit. So Drzezinski just needs to be careful of that one. Get it out of the zone a little bit.
Especially the batters like her.
She's no mug though, Tori Pogue.
No.
And speaking of experienced batters, Scott up to bat, left-hander. Talk to me about this left-handed swing that, because Maddie Scott started out right-handed, then she changed over to left, and she's persisting in it. Is she doing that over in America? What is she still going this way, James?
Yeah, she only took up the left-handed batting a couple of years ago on advice from national selectors, and you know, not to be critical, but every person that they say that to, you know, they can't select them. So a number of people have tried to convert to that left-hand side. Paid off for Maddie Scott, and went away to a Junior Worlds and just continued it going at Odessa. So she's added a little bit of power to her game since she's been training over there in Texas.
And it paid off for Gabby Snyder big time when she changed from being a right-hander in America. Wouldn't let her bat pitch, wouldn't let her bat, changed her into one of the strongest left-handed hitters I've seen.
How good was her style? And she developed into a DP, outfielder and pitcher.
Yep.
For her college. A swing and a miss on this occasion. Steph Trzynski's a pro, so she knows to target a batter's weakness, and so she goes up on the lefty. Jess Maslin is the hitter. Have we seen everyone from the All-Stars so far? I'll just have a look at the list there.
I think we have. I'm lost on the book here. They're in and out, they're changing up and down as Maslin goes hard after that one as Trzynski fires it in and just kicks up a little bit in the end.
Bottom of the 7th inning. We'll play a tiebreaker for the sake of it. Probably even see Georgia Hood come in to throw, I reckon. But warning signs or warning shots have been fired by the Stars to the rest of the country, as we're a couple of weeks away from Gillies Shield, the finalists from January this year. We'll be looking to take it to the rest of the country.
As Tonkin tries to swing that one back around, but the umpire too.
Oh yeah, Tonkin's come in to catch. I missed that one. We've seen Belinda White catch majority of this game, and gee, hasn't Sarah Tonkin earned her spot in the Stars this year?
Hayley Benath and out at left field as this one pops up and Tonkin's under it and takes the out. As Pogue says, you drop that and I'm going. A very clever, softball-minded player is Tori Pogue, isn't she? Like always alert, always on, very focused.
Switched on.
I like the attitude, and the others will learn a lot from her coming across, what she brings.
Oh, change up from Trzynski. 2 out, bottom of the 7th. We will play one more inning after this. Sophie Roberts on first base. Looking forward to seeing her have a turn at bat for the Stars.
Yeah, you don't leave those ones around too much, as Trzynski probably left herself open there, but it sort of kicked up a little bit in the end. And yeah, we've got a couple of changes there, James, at first base and left field with Hayley Benath coming in and Tonkin catching. And
just off the end of the bat, this one will come off funny, but Steph Trzynski is an excellent fielder, particularly off her own pitching, and fires it across to Roberts for the 3rd out. So 7 complete inning. We could almost reset the scores at 0-0 as we play an 8th and final inning. The Stars versus the West Beach Parks All-Stars. Guys, this is the final inning of the broadcast for 2019. It has been my absolute pleasure to have yourselves, Kathy Lambert, all our special guest commentators throughout the year, our broadcast partners, MC Sportswear, Statewide Super, the Adelaide competition. We brought national championships earlier in the year. We had Masters games and last year's All-Stars game as well. That was 2018, so I'm just cheating a little bit there, but I just want to thank everyone, Spacequake Sports, in particular David Muggleton and your team. You help us bring terrific coverage. This isn't goodbye, it's we'll see you soon. About 6 weeks away, we're going to bring the finals action from the state championships at the end of January. We'll be back Wednesday nights, Adelaide Club competition, as well as our Saturday afternoon time slot. We may even bring some junior state championship action that is yet to be determined before the big final series at the end of March. So the season's not done yet, but 2019 just about is. So, guys, any comments for our viewers watching around the world?
No, just stick with us. We'll get better and better. Plate umpires just come over and informed us that we're going to play 2 half innings, is what he said.
Well, 2 halves from where I come from make a full innings, don't they?
Well, it's a while since I went to school, except for reform school.
2 half innings. What are we starting with, an out or?
2 half innings. A little bit more detail would have been good, but we see
Sophie Roberts.
Sophie Roberts in the box, and Neves on deck. So
Couple of first-year players. Let's see if they can replicate what Hayley Benithan did for her first turn at bat for the Stars.
Yes. Jordan Lambert at second base. Pretty handy little runner to have out there.
Roberts goes
punches that one out. Oh,
lands on
that's
the line,
been called.
brings up
fair.
Lambert scores from second. How fast is she? Roberts with an RBI single here in the top of the 8th inning, and Jess Neves will have her first plate appearance for the Stars. We also brought fully loaded software. How can I forget that? What a big year it has been.
Yeah.
We missed out on a couple of broadcasts early in the week due to the extreme heat, but
It's Neves for the first at bat in the Stars colours, chases it, Jim, and straight after Scott, not intimidated at all. But yeah, you're right. We missed out on a couple due to the heat. Sorry to cut you off there. I was a bit excited for Neves.
all good, all good. It's been a great year, and I cannot wait for what 2020 will bring. Swing and a miss from Neves.
Hey, she's worked hard, hasn't she, Neves, in the last couple of years, like we've been saying, to earn this spot. And she went after the first one like she deserved it. And setting up here now.
What about a few statewide super performances of the game so far, guys?
I like Maddie Cameron's turns at bats. I like Hayley Benithan's bomb. A well-deserved.
Neves punching this one left side to foul territory. What about Jalen Ford? Good to see her back in Stars colours.
Yep. And she was pitching brilliantly, wasn't she? A bit slow to start with, but just got up with the pace, and she's quality. Left-handed, as you mentioned, James, earlier on. Not too many left-handed pitchers in the Nationals.
Let's go
of quality.
Let's go to the third base side.
You go to Pogue. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 outs from Pogue before they moved her. 5 to 3, 5 to 3, 5 to 3. Oh, there we go. A little bit of a fumble, and Neves makes it through.
Beats out that play to Sophie Hoyle. Yeah, third base side, who else we had? But Jamie Mead made a good play on her forehand side to turn her body to make a force out at second. Mackenzie Ween's taken some good catches in the outfield, and Johanna Grauer tied the Stars up a little bit earlier in the game.
Yep. It's been a great game, hasn't it?
And that's George, who can forget her arm.
Hood tries to pull this one. Pogue will play the lead runner for the first out.
That is the first out, and that which brings up Amber Hood. I get them confused with the names. Amber Hood up to bat from the catching position and can hit the ball. And as
crushes this right side, Mackenzie Ween's on her bike to chase this. She's drilled it to the fence. Neves will score. Hood turns second for third, and Amber will stand up at first base. We've got runners at the corners, an RBI single.
Well, she laced that one out too, didn't she? And she made some ground on the girls. And as you can see, that Georgia just held up a little bit, wasn't too sure what was happening. And Amber caught up to her and said, well, I can't go, you're in front of me. We'll talk about this after the game.
Well, we were thanking some people. We want to thank the most important people out there, those watching at home. From around the world and around the country, we can see Pidcock watching from Canada.
G'day, Craig.
From Surrey, Canada. We can see Jess Torpy watching from Brisbane, a former Stars player. She'll be scouting our opposition for Nationals. James Toddhunter's watching as well from New South Wales. So like I said, we're watching from around the world and around the country. So very special thank you to everyone. The 2019 season is just about over. So thank you to everyone, and we really appreciate the support that we get. So much positivity for the broadcast that we do bring you each and every week. A 6-week break. Pippa Atkins pulls it to the left side. Sophie King's going to try to play home.
Oh, what was the call there? Out.
Out is the call as Faith Picard makes the tag out, and Georgia Hood just double checks on her old teammate and having a bit of a laugh.
Faith needs to have a count of her ribs here.
Well, I think he made the right call, because she sort of stood up on the play, got the tag, but the foot went down around the same time. But you watch the replay here, Lee, as in the screen in front of you. She gets the... Oh, gee, she's a 50-50. But anyway, the call's been made it out, and got Lana Kayser in the box. Now, James taken off. Trying to signal James. He says, no, I'm going to have a bit of a break, as we've got Lana Kayser, and we welcome back Kathy Lambert.
Hasn't this been a great game?
Just saw your daughter skirting around,
Scooting?
skirting, flying around the bases.
Yeah, she'll take every opportunity she can. I saw her last week from second score on a pass ball.
Yeah, she was motoring then.
I just had this vision of Jordan Lambert being naughty at home as a young child, running around the house, and you trying to catch up to her, Kathy. I can't see it happening. She's very, very quick, isn't she?
She is.
Bit of a put down to you, Kath, I would have thought.
Oh, well, I'm just saying she's quick.
I saw Kathy play softball here in Adelaide. She was quick.
That was a while ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, just a little while ago.
Just a little while ago.
I didn't have the pleasure, unfortunately.
You probably weren't born then, Mark. It's been a while.
You know why you didn't? Because the Neon Angels weren't formed.
I did win a couple of premierships with Glenelg, but anyway, we'll get back to that at a later stage.
Oh.
They held off there by Lana Kayser.
And Regan plays for Glenelg.
She does. Yep.
As Lana Kayser settles in now. I back it here. I back Lana Kayser here.
Good team batting there.
Get your money back, I think.
Yeah. Well, that was an even bet, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
And
Withdrawn at the barrier. Get your money back.
But I tell you what it does, though. It brings up Chelsea Robinson, and you were just saying the lead off for Walkerville. Number 9 in the Starz team. Like, wow, how's the depth?
Yeah, but
yeah, it's great.
A lot of number 9 batters are similar type batters to number 1 batters.
Correct.
Oh, yep. She says, first pitch, I'm going after that. We've seen a lot of that today, Kathy. They're chasing the first pitch. I saw Jordan do it. We've seen, I think, Hayley Benathan, Neves, Chelsea Robinson, Belle White, Maddie Cameron. They're chasing. They're not afraid to go after the first one.
And why not? How often is the first pitch from the pitcher the best pitch? You know, they know that a lot of people traditionally will sit and watch, and you know why? Because you're reducing your opportunities to hit by a third. So it's great to see them going after this first pitch.
And you make a statement by doing it. Well, you say to the defence, "I'm ready."
Yeah, 100% right. One of the guys that James just mentioned, Craig Pidcock, was over here playing in the Australian Masters. I was having a chat to him, and he said the exact same thing, Kathy. Is that a lot of batters, they set in, they try to get ready, they see that first pitch. Well, why not fire it down or hit the corner or do something? Yeah. So if they are going for it, they have to work for it. But as Robinson pushes that out to shortstop, the poke rolls it through second base for the third out.
Yeah, especially like at this level, you should be looking at the pitches when you're in the dugout, when you're on the batting circle, you know, ready to come up. So that's when you're looking at it. You know, if you're waiting till you get into the batting box, then you know, what are you doing the rest of the time?
And you need to know what this pitcher throws today in this game, not next week or the week after. What she throws and what's her go-to pitch when she gets behind the count.
Exactly.
That's what you want to be armed with.
100%.
And take information from batters that have gone previously to you. So, yeah, I'm all for looking at that first pitch and being ready to hit it.
It looks like Hood's getting the game ball. So she may be making her way out. Yeah. And there's a catcher change as well. So looks like Amber Hood's making her way out to right field. Pippa Atkins at centre field. Robinson at, oh no, Haley Benithan at left.
Yep.
Roberts at first, Neves at second.
I think it's the same field that they had in the last inning.
Well, it is. Pippa was out there. I wasn't too sure. And then you got Tonkin.
Yeah, behind the plate. So I
Behind
think
the
it's just been a change in
Tonkin.
pitcher.
Oh no, just the pitcher. Righto.
But a nice run through.
Yeah, just let those playing along at home. Just give them the idea. She's throwing well. MVP, or what was it, the Rookie of the Year last year?
Yeah, took on a batting role. She was a DP. Not sure that she made the field last year, but certainly did what she needed to do as a DP.
Batted something phenomenal. Was it 6? What was it? Was up there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty high, I would have thought.
Yeah, no, I think it was a little bit lower than that.
Yeah.
However, she was effective. Right? When she came in,
Yep.
she did what she needed to at the time.
I would have been telling people it was 600 a few years on. The story will
Well,
grow.
we can stick with that.
Can't believe I batted 1,000 and won the. That's it. That's how my story would end up.
Yeah, just keeps getting better and better every game, every year.
Well, good luck to her in the coming January, couple of weeks in January,
Yeah.
and the girls. They are settled in nicely. They are looking in very good shape. There's a little breeze is picking up now.
And lots of depth on the bench as well, you know, that's what's exciting to see. And the young ones, the new rookies that have come in, some of the young ones, you know, they're going to learn so much by just being a part of this team.
100%. As Hood just throws that one a little high. She settles in now, gets a signal.
As you would do, bat against a new pitcher, takes a few pitches. They're trying to settle in, get you behind the count, don't let them.
This is where you've got to be aggressive now on this third one, because she'll be trying to pull it back, won't she? And there it was.
That's the free hit, as I call it.
You're 100.
2.5.
That's what I was just saying, Lee. Like you say it a lot when we talk, and just commentating this game with you, you sort of pick up ideas from your experience, and that would have been the one that I would have been going for, because you're already 2 behind, and you go, right, this is a gimme. Wow, she's taken 4. It doesn't even look like swinging.
No.
Which is now given the confidence back to Georgia. That
Yeah.
the pitcher's back with the upper hand.
And that's what it is, it's a battle, isn't it? Battle between pitcher and catcher and batter.
Oh, that's the one
That's
she
a
was
miss.
waiting for. She pushes that out between left and, right and centre. And Pippa
triple.
Atkins picks it up. You're right, Lee. She's turned and gone, and Neves tries to roll it across the third. And wowee.
That's a great piece by Faith Picard. That's what we're used to seeing when she's playing for West Torrens each Saturday and Wednesday. Look at her run too. Great.
And
Not breaking stride at all.
And Faith is just sitting there going, well, I didn't want to swing at those two because it wasn't in my zone. And it was a little higher, wasn't it, that she took that one and hit it flat. So there's something for the girls to sort of, if you're watching at home and you know where you'd like to hit the ball. And look at that one. Oh, that's Ween McKenzie. So Ween has pushed that out, and Benithan's taken the dive. This could be another stand-up double. And it brings Picard home. Well, I was just making sure that everything was good there. But yeah, that brings the runner home. So that's 2 that they've gotten. They've been able to score back in this final innings.
I thought you might ask me what I'd do with this batter here, mate.
Oh, I think I know what you would do. You'd try the corners. This is what you would do, Lee.
Oh, gee.
Great take.
Same result, and it goes.
Yeah, nothing lost except for the runner's advance from second. But
That's the only thing.
did you see that pitch that was down and low, but she chased it? Like I think she was trying to be too aggressive, I think. See on the statewide super replay where she hit it was down and out. So a good setup, and she sort of took the bait.
George got in the air to knock it down, just couldn't handle it though.
So runners on first and third here. We've got Regan Lambert up to bat. Showing the bunt. Big swing there. She definitely wants to hit the ball. Just a bit of a timeout here. Catcher Sarah Tonkin having a bit of a chat with her pitcher there, Georgia Hood, talking about what they might do here. And we're welcoming back James Harris to the mic here.
As we wrap up the year 2019 strikeout looking for Georgia Hood. How many out, guys? 1 or 2 out?
I think that's the first out.
First one.
First out. Gee, the All-Stars have done some damage in this season, in this inning, haven't they?
They
Tied
sure
up the extra inning.
Got Sophie Hoyle up here to bat, followed by Tori Pogue.
Georgia Hood hasn't taken the field yet for the Stars, but it'll be her second year in Stars colours. Absolutely dominated the junior age groups at Nationals. Hoyle will be thrown out here. Roberts just held back the throw a little bit as she forces Mackenzie Ween back to the base, covered by Robinson at shortstop. Tori Pogue now up to bat, 2 outs, and well, wouldn't this be a big end of the year if we can see either big shot here or a tough out from the Stars. Let's have a look. As Hood finds that outside edge.
Yeah, she had a nice hit last time at bat. Big one out to the in between center and left field, almost hitting the fence, I think.
And in yesterday's game, didn't she? She hit that one that Jordan stuck her glove out and got it. Was going like a bullet.
It was hard, very hard hit ball.
Yeah.
Guys, we are just about all out of time for our broadcast. So as soon as this game's over, we're going to wrap it up and say goodbye to everyone for 2019. We've got a 6-week break between games, a called strike right on the edge. 2 out, 2 strikes.
And it's been quite an exciting 2019, James. I'm so looking forward to 2020 with all the excitement of the softball, the return to the Olympics this year.
Pogue ground ball to Chelsea Robinson, who fumbles and has time to recover and make the out. So the tiebreaker inning ends in a draw. Well done to both teams, the Stars, the All-Stars. Thanks very much to our umpires, to our commentary team and the Spacequake Sports crew. Absolutely sensational year. Thank you to everyone who watched at home as well. Can't wait for 2020 to come in 6 weeks' time at the end of January. Summer of softball ahead of you though, so keep your eye on the social medias for all the action. Brought to you by Softball Australia. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, James.
Thank you, James, and everyone, and hope you have a Merry Christmas and it's a great new year for you, each and every one.
So that'll wrap things up for 2019. Thanks to Spacequake Sports and all our broadcast partners and to Softball SA on a massive year. Merry Christmas to everyone and good luck, best of luck to all our state teams for national championships. Good afternoon.